News. A ship carrying activists to Gaza, known as the Handala, was intercepted by Israeli forces, according to both the Freedom Flotilla Coalition and the Israeli Foreign Ministry. The Handala set sail from Italy earlier in July, reportedly aiming to defy Israel's blockade and deliver humanitarian aid to Palestinians in Gaza. According to a live stream from the converted trawler, Israeli forces could be seen on board and approaching the crew of civilian activists wearing life jackets. The ship's location was confirmed via its automatic identification system, and details such as handrails, deck colors, and wooden frames matched those of the Handala, as verified by the French lawmakers who also confirmed the boat's interception. The ship, whose crew included lawmakers, lawyers, doctors, and journalists, also said on social media's platform X that it had been intercepted by the Israeli military. Meanwhile, Israel's foreign ministry has clarified that the vessel was stopped for attempting to illegally enter the maritime zone of the Gaza coast, and that it was being safely escorted to Israeli shores. The ministry also confirmed that all passengers are safe. Let's take a look at what an activist on the Gaza-bound aid boat had to say. So we go back to our guest discussion with Dr. Alvite Ningtujam. He's a deputy director and assistant professor at Symbiosis School of International Studies. Thank you, doctor, for staying with us. Now, this ship was carrying a range of civilians, including lawmakers, lawyers, doctors, and journalists as well. So how does this involvement of such individuals shapes the narrative around this ship's interception and blockade?
Well, this sort of exercises, this sort of activities we have seen this similar activities in the past as well. In 2010, we had a Gaza Flotilla coming from the Turkish Mavi Marmara, and that led to quite a problem, the violence. And similarly, again, we are seeing this right now, and the Israelis are very firm on protecting the entry of this, as per their term, the illegal movements of the ships into the Strip, which also means that they really do not want to allow any unauthorized entry of such ships into the Strait, for which the Israelis have a major control in that particular water. But again, coming to your question about the narratives, of course, this would be used as a very good pointer by some of the human rights watchers or activists talking about the clampdown on some of the civilians which are going towards the Gaza Strip, carrying along with them the humanitarian requirements. But again, we will have to see whether this would lead to further pressure. Of course, there will be many organizations, there would be many watchers, activists that would really call out on Israel to, for, according to them, violating the international law. But this is again, I'm not an expert on human rights issues, and so I will not be able to give much comments on this. But this is something which the Israelis are very firm with, that they would not allow any entry of, according to them, illegal ships into the Strip.
And now, could this act of defiance escalate tension in international diplomatic channels, particularly with European nations that have publicly criticized Israel's actions?
Well, again, coming to my own points, that this has been, this sort of activities have been, it is not the first time this kind of activity has taken place on the waters. Again, this again, can be related to the first question that you asked about the international pressure, or the second question that was about international pressure. Of course, there will be, calls coming in, diplomatic signs, and pressure coming in from different parts of the world, including from the European countries. They have been very vocal about what the Israelis are doing vis-a-vis the Palestinians or the Gazans. I won't be surprised again if this is taken up on a serious scale to again pressurize the Israeli government to to become a little less high-handed on this sort of activities.
Thank you very much, Professor and Dr. Alwhite, for joining us today and sharing your insight.